Morning everyone, I'm Charles from HE20. In this video, we're gonna present about Chapter 4, Workplace Emotion, Chapter 9, Communication in Team and Organization, and Chapter 13, Designing Organization Structure. And we're gonna look about how Starbucks Coffee Lab 1 apply this theory.
Hi, I'm Shu Hui. I would like to talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is defined as a form of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' feelings and emotions. Emotional intelligence is an important skill in effective employees. Based on research, Starbucks baristas have higher emotional intelligence than doctors. This is because employees in Starbucks learn to recognize when their customers are exhibiting negative emotions, and more importantly, they know how to address this emotion in positive ways. Let us proceed to the scene.
Welcome. What can I get started for you today?
Hi. May I know what is latte?
Latte is the creamiest of our espresso selection. 2/3 of beverage is steamed milk. Pour over a shot of espresso and top up with a layer of milk foam.
Oh, I see. How about cappuccino?
Cappuccino is all about balance, equal part espresso, steamed milk and milk foam. It is a classic choice for espresso drinkers.
Hello, can you please be faster?
Okay, we will try the fast.
Okay. How about mocha?
Mocha is we pour hot espresso over a slightly sweet sauce, then add steamed milk to the mix and some whipped cream to the top.
Sorry, but I don't want to order. Okay, it's okay. Thank you.
It's okay, thank you and come again.
Based on the scene, we can see that the coffee shop employees is maximizing customer satisfaction in a polite way. When the customer keep asking questions, pausing for a long time, and the customer behind her started to be impatient, but the employees still explain patiently. Although the customer is not order any beverage or foods from the counter, but the employees is still thanks to the customer and greet them nicely before they leave. In this case, we can see that the Starbucks employees have a higher level of self-management component which try not to have any negative attitude or behavior when served to the customers. This is because the pleasure of the customer is the biggest reward for the employees, where there is always a word of happy customers are super spenders, so customers are always come first.
Hello, I'm Felix. Next, we will proceed to the observation 2, which is related to Chapter 9, Communicating in Teams and Organization. Under this chapter, there are 4 subtopics which consist of communication of channel, communication barrier, cross-cultural communication, and gender differences in communication. Communication of channel consists of 2 channels, which is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Verbal communication happens as long as there are 2 or more people transmitting messages by speaking, either through face-to-face conversation or phone calls, whereas non-verbal communication involves actions, facial gesture, physical distance, and even silence, usually performed unconsciously. Followed by communication barrier is more or less a common phenomenon that faces in every team and organization. Communication barrier occur when the sender did not code the message effectively by sending unclear, hard to understand messages. Besides, communication barrier also occur when the receiver did not decode the message effectively by not paying effect to understand the meaning of the messages. There are few types of communication barrier, such as perception, languages, and information overloads. As a multiracial country, Malaysians have developed to speak different types of language by learning other languages and not only focus on their native language. Language is a purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions, and desires by means of voluntarily produced symbols. Thus, body languages, voice, tone, and facial expression are given greater attention in order to develop a good relationship within multiracial team and organization. For example, smiling is understood as a gesture of friendliness. From our body language and the way we communicate, we can perceive that relationship and communication among employees were going well even though we live in different cultures. We can show a good example for those who are able to work together and possess a good communication in a team in different culture of workplace. Lastly, we will talk about gender differences in communication, where we will show it by providing a situation which will show after this, and we will explain how Starbucks practice for gender differences in communication.
Welcome, what can I help you, mister?
Can I have one chocolate cream chip?
What size do you want? Tall, round, or venti?
One.
Okay, you want add any cream, chocolate, or chip on top of your drinks?
Okay.
Okay, what name would you like to put?
Felix.
Felix, okay, it will be 9.90.
Here you go.
Okay. Okay, we'll call your name when the drink is done. You can go to the counter there and take your drinks.
Thank you.
Welcome. What can I help you, mister?
I would like to have one chocolate cream chip.
Oh, what size do you want? Tall, grand, or venti?
I would like to have bread.
Oh, you want to add any creams, chocolate, or chip on the top of your drinks?
Like some chocolate.
What name would you like to put?
Felix.
Oh, you seem familiar. So, are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student. I'm from the Scout.
Oh,
I'm from KL.
oh, how Lamont compared to your hometown?
It seemed everything fine.
Okay, it would be 9.90. Okay, thank you. Have a seat, please. We'll call your name later when your drinks is done. You can go to the counter there and take your drink later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a nice day.
From the scene, we have found that communication style of the male employee is more flexible, that he was able to adjust and perform different ways of communication and say some jokes when he is facing customers. He tuned friendly and polite to customers when providing the service with appropriate communication skill and behavior. From the scene, we can observe that male employee is willing to spend more time listen to the customers and try to bond a good relationship with customers. Whereas for female employees, although female employees did not further the conversation with customers, but she still served the customer well by deliver the message clearly to the customers. Besides, female employees and use eye contact to customers during communicating to show their respect and to build a relationship and connection between customer and employee. While for male employees, they are more preferred in dominant communication style.
Hello, I'm Kaiwan. This will be our third observation in a coffee shop in Labuan. The main focus of this observation is the division of labor from the chapter Designing Organizational Structure. The division of labor is the subdivision of work into separate jobs assigned to different people. It specializes and narrows down the work for each people. This helps in increasing work efficiency, save time, reduce training costs, and help matching people with suitable job in order to create an optimum performance. Without further ado, let's move on to the example of the scene in the coffee shop.
Oh, welcome, sir.
Hi, I would like to have a hot chocolate, please.
Oh, sure. What size would you like to have?
Size tall value.
Sir, adding a new RM1 will give you a larger size. Would you like to have it?
Oh, no like. Size small will do. And less sugar would be nice.
Okay. So can I have your name, sir?
Welu.
Velu. Oh, thank you, Velu. It would be 9.90.
There you go.
Thank you. Please wait for your drinks. Thank you. One small size of hot chocolate with less sugar.
Okay, anything else requested?
That's it.
Okay, noted with thanks. Mr. Willen, your drinks are ready.
Thank you.
Welcome. Enjoy your drinks.
Hey guys, make sure there are no mistakes in preparing the drinks and taking orders.
Yes, we will do our best.
As you can see, the person in green is the barista, and the person in black is the coffee master, and the one with casual outfit sitting at the side of is the supervisor. The barista is in charge mainly on taking orders and receiving payments, and sometimes helping in preparing the drinks. The coffee master is in charge in preparing all the beverages and also the food available. So, the supervisor usually take care of official tasks such as documenting and checking transactions and also inventories. The supervisor also monitors the employees and take care of any arise situations. The division of labor can be seen in the differences of the outfit based on the scene and also their tasks assigned. The vertical division of labor is limited as only a supervisor is assigned to look after the employees, and sometimes even the supervisor helps in the shop like others. Next, the job specialization can be seen as they all have different tasks assigned to them. Coordination through informal communication also occurred when they communicate with each other to exchange information while they are working. This helps in synchronizing their workflow and also forming a common mentality in achieving goal. A formal hierarchy exists where the supervisor is seen to be at a higher position as the supervisor uses his legitimate authority to give commands to the other. They also standardize their work process where it is routinized. It all starts from taking orders, writing customers' name on the cup, receiving payments, preparing the drinks, and in the end calling the customers to receive their drinks. This standardized process helps in improving the quality and consistency of products and services. Last but not least, there has a controlled span of control where they only have a few employees reporting to the next hierarchy, which is the supervisor. This helps the supervisor to have a better supervision and communication between them will be a lot more better. In conclusion, a good division of labor can further improve the operation of an organization in many ways.